All right, welcome back. 8:03, Bill Ford Tough Studio. It is the Boomer and Geo program. CeeLo and myself in for the guys. We'll be back next Tuesday. Nice shots from CBS Sports Network from our Memorial Day weekend show down in Belmar. We are joined in studio now by one Dylan Harper and the head coach of the Rutgers Scarlet Knight, Steve Pikiell. Guys, how are you?
I'm good, man. Just excited to be here. Happy to be here.
Nice to have you guys in. I'll start with you, Coach. How excited are you now that we are, because the offseason's a grind, as we know. We are now just a few weeks away from getting these guys on the court for real, and only, 2 months away from the start of the regular season.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Students are coming back on campus. We have, our opener in football on Thursday, which you guys take good care of us, and Coach Shiano's going to have a great year. Our team, too. It's been an exciting summer, and looking forward to having these guys back. And, guys like Dylan Harper make me a better coach. So I'm excited about the youth, and I'm excited about our veteran guys. So it's going to be a great year, and glad WFAN has jumped on with Rutgers Athletics, and we're excited.
And you know what? That's a good point to make the announcement now. I was going to wait a little bit, but since you just said that. So this year, Rutgers basketball will be on WFAN. So the new home of Rutgers basketball will be on Sports Radio 660 and also some games on 101.9 as well. So that's kind of cool. So welcome to the radio station. Very cool. Yeah, absolutely.
And good for you as well, Jerry. Congrats on that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. You know what? We were on 2 different stations over the last 8 years. So this is kind of neat that it's going to be here, which is very cool. So that'll be fun. So when I'm, getting off the plane at 3 o'clock in the morning and coming right here, same radio station hours later. So I want to start with you here now, because I watched you from above, from the radio booth, when you were probably 13 years old, after games, just, milling around, watching your brother. What is it for you knowing that this is now going to be your team? Your brother's now old and out of the picture, and now it's your turn. What is it like for you now?
I mean, it's honestly surreal just watching him go through the process, and now I'm going through the same process as him. But he always tells me just live in a moment, just take it all in, because he said his 4 years went by very quick. So just live in a moment, just know that Coach Pike always going to have your back, and the rest of the team going to have your back. So I just been trying to stay focused.
How much did watching what your brother did with Gio and Caleb, and there's some really good teams, and you saw Jersey Mike's arena packed to the gills. How much of an impact did that have on you?
A lot, because just seeing, how they all were together, how Coach Pike took care of them, not even as basketball players, just like off the court, anything they needed, they could hit Coach Pike or any of the other coaches up. And just Jersey Mike got loud. I remember when they played Senior Hall his sophomore year.
Yeah.
That game, that's a game, you go there and you recruit, you're like, yeah, I'm coming here.
That's
so just games like that is always every day and night. Just going to games like that is just honestly a blessing.
I got one for both of you, actually, because you bring up Seton Hall. So if I asked you right now, what would be your best memory of, one instance of Rutgers basketball over the last 8 years? I'll give you a choice. I think yours might be different because your brother. Oh, God, you got one.
I can't say Purdue because I wasn't there. So
you weren't at that game.
I had a scrimmage.
Wow.
Against
so you missed your brother's half-court winner over the number 1 team in the country?
Yep,
all right, so you can't say that. All right, so you're out on this. And then I'll ask you that. Because I picked 2. And ironically enough, Purdue's in both of them. You could say Seton Hall storming the court in 17. Does that sound right? 2017?
Yes.
I think that's when it was. But the Ron game against Purdue at Jersey Mike's was amazing, or the overtime game at Purdue in that March of 21, I think it was, or whatever it was.
An unbelievable game at Purdue. Shot after shot, overtime, and then they needed that game. We needed that game. It was
that was March of 20.
Yeah, an unbelievable basketball game. As a coach, you're in the middle of it. You don't appreciate those things sometimes till after the game, but the way Ron played and Gio played and Jacob Young, I mean, it was just an unbelievable game. But the home game with Purdue, Purdue was as good as Purdue's always been. And we were kind of finding our way in the league and just trying to figure it out. And then Ron hitting that shot with the poise and, the big shots that he made for us. But a lot of great memories, and we're going to have a lot of great ones this year that,
no doubt,
Dylan's going to help us make.
Talk to us a little bit about that. So I'm a Jersey guy, but I have friends in my life who are alumni of the school and huge fans of your program. So it's a historic recruiting class that you brought in. I know you guys aren't really technically out on the court practicing just yet, but with the influx of talent and in some cases athleticism, size, and all that, what style of team what are we looking forward to seeing this year?
Well, really, it's been a really great 8 weeks leading up to this. We had the team together all summer long, and when you have one of the best point guards in the country, and then Ace Bailey, one of the best wings in the country, but our veteran guys too. We got a kid Martini out of Princeton that it's tough as nails, and Jeremiah Williams is one of our captains, and he's a Chicago kid, and he had a great year last year, and he's taken over some new leadership. But we have some veteran guys and the talent that the young guys have brought. And Dylan and Ace being in the gym guys, has really been exciting. Lathan Somerville, like these guys love basketball. They're in the gym. We're long, we're athletic. We got some really good talent. And, you always got to stay healthy, but I'm excited about the energy that these guys bring. They give me energy, and that hasn't been the case the last couple of years. Like these guys get me excited about coming to work every day. And, we got a great staff in our alumni base. And, Rutgers is at a good time. The university is exploding and doing some unbelievable things. Admissions standards are off the charts, and applications, the numbers of applicants for Rutgers University has been unbelievable. So it's a good time to be there.
Steve Pikiell, Dylan Harper with us. All right, back to you now. So you and Ace coming in together. I knew you knew each other, obviously. Yeah. So you were Don Bosco Prep.
Yes.
He's from Georgia. Where did the connection come in? Just from coming up through the ranks?
I just I feel like when you're like a top player in the country, I think like everyone kind of knows each other because we see each other all the time. But me and Nate's relationship started junior year. I think he was on a visit at Rutgers.
Really?
Yeah, assistant coach Brandon Knight called me. And he was like, I got Ace here. Like what are we gonna do? And I was like, I'm gonna commit. He committed early.
And so that was really, that relationship was a big part of this for the two of you.
Definitely. Just know it wasn't even. Every time me and him talked, it was never about basketball. That's when I knew like we had something going on. Like it was a true relationship. Like he called me randomly, I call him randomly. We just talk about life, school, stuff like that. Just regular kid stuff.
What are you most looking forward to? Would you say?
Mostly.
Like the whole experience, because I will tell you, you're in great hands with this guy and his staff. A lot of people have asked me, like, what's so cool about being there? This will be my 9th year, as it will be with him. And I've always said the way that him and his staff respect and treat you is a big part of it. So let's put that aside. We know he's great and his coaches are great. How about you in terms of just going to Rutgers and playing there? What are you most looking forward to?
I think most looking forward to definitely them rivalry games, like the senior hall games, but just going through the process, honestly, just the ups and downs, the highs and lows, just seeing where I'm at and seeing how can I really help the team out any way I can.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. How about you? With this recruiting class coming in, there is excitement. Like there was a lot of excitement with Gio, Ron, and Caleb's senior year. There's no question, and Miles for sure. But then it was the COVID year, so that it took a little bit away from it, and we went through that together, as we know. What is different about this?
You can't get a ticket, first of all. The amount of people trying to, get to our games now has just been unbelievable. But, when you get the best player in the country and he's a New Jersey guy, and then you get a guy like Ace Bailey, and the two of them, what people don't know, 2 elite passers. So their teammates love them, too. Anytime you play with a guy as the elite passer, your teammates are excited about you, too. There's been just a great energy. They're great energy, kids. And the university is at a great time. The Big Ten is expanded. We've added 4 unbelievable teams, UCLA, USC, Oregon, and Washington. There's just a ton of excitement. I kept my staff intact, and that's another great thing. And, we just have a nice blend of youth and veteran guys. And, I'm excited about, the challenges that are ahead and these guys tackling them.
And Jay Young back.
Got Coach Young back.
What does that do for you?
Coach Young is a character first and foremost, but one great basketball mind. He's a guy that I've worked with closely for a long time. And whenever you get a veteran guy that's been through a lot of things, and he's really a big man coach. So we added another piece there, helping Manuel Ogbol, and it's going to help our big guys really develop. But, Brandon Knight coming back too, had opportunities to leave, and TJ Thompson and Marlon Smoke, our assistant coaches have done an awesome job, and they created a great environment for these guys. I want these guys to have fun too. Rutgers is a good time of their life. Get to the football game on Thursday. Enjoy the journey.
Dylan, Coach talked about already. He mentioned, not being able to get a ticket. You've had a front row view for some of it, obviously through your brother's time there. even though you guys haven't tipped off yet, has it set in sort of the anticipation, the expectations for you, for Ace, for this class, and all the excitement that surrounds it?
I mean, I won't really know until like I'm actually on the court and
Sure.
that ball go up against Wagner first game. But just I know how loud it gets. I don't know how loud it gets while I'm on the court, but when you're in the crowd, it gets loud. It gets loud. Like the floor starts shaking. It's crazy environment, but I think me and my teammates are ready for whatever comes to us. And I think the expectations, we look at them, but at the end of the day, we're just here to get better and win.
Take us through a moment that neither one of us will ever experience, and that's when you've been there and you're still in the middle of the recruiting process. Those fans are pretty good, and the students know what's going on, and they start chanting your name.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
That was the first time it happened was my sophomore year, Ron's senior year at senior day, and I'm on the court. And I'm not expecting it at all.
Right.
And I'm like hearing it from the back. And I'm like, is that my name? And then I see my dad pull his phone down and start recording. And I'm like, Dad, come run in the middle of the court. What are we doing right now? But it was crazy. And then just every Rutgers event I went to, it was we won Dylan Harper. It wouldn't even be a Rutgers event. It'd be like I go to like a New York Knicks game and like fans come up to me saying it. So just seeing the love that they had for me even before I was committed was great.
I will tell you that the Rutgers fans, some of those games at the Garden, they show up and they are loud. And that's why Jersey Mike's Arena is so much fun to be at, too.
No doubt. Those voices were mine. And the family that was chanting Dylan. So everybody knows.
Steve Pikiell, Dylan Harper with us. Rutgers basketball on the Fan this year, so that's kind of cool. What would you say if your brother has given you any advice going into this, having been through the gauntlet of the Big Ten? And I know it's different now this year with Oregon and Washington and UCLA. It's a little different. It's changing. What has he told you about these visiting arenas and what you're going to see?
It's a grind. You got to grind games out. No game is going to ever be easy. Every game's a dogfight, a battle. Just honestly, he said just even like when you guys are down, just always keep a good mindset, positive mindset, because there's always light at the tunnel. So he just honestly said just like be yourself in any environment. Be yourself.
How about, because obviously you're nationally ranked, we know that.
Yeah.
I imagine, have played in some tough spots and tougher places in high school. Have you heard it from the fans? Like, you're going to hear it now at this next level?
Yeah, I've heard it a lot.
So you're ready for what you're going to get.
New Jersey high school basketball, it's nothing like little rivalry games against like Bergen Catholic, stuff like that. It's nothing like it.
That's good, because I will tell you, some of these places,
I know it gets bad.
Oh my
I had
God.
to listen to it, Ron. Like you can hear it on TV, stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a quick story. So Chris Corso, who we're familiar with Chris now, SID for the basketball program. We're at Illinois. Chris, I'm sorry, I got to tell the story. It's hilarious. So we're at Illinois, and where we sit at Illinois is right by the bench, and I'm sorry, dude, and he's right next to me, maybe behind me one spot. So pregame warm-ups, he's got his laptop out, and this is what we're talking about. He folds his laptop down, but not all the way down because he's not turning it off. When he comes back, he looks and opens his laptop, and he notices he's tweeting a whole bunch of pro-Illinois things. The problem was it wasn't him. It was the Illinois students that crept up when he walked away. They saw the Twitter was open, and they started writing, "Go Illini," "Boo Rutgers," all sorts of things. These are the things that you will see and hear, and I'm telling you, it is wild. Wild, wild, wild.
We do that in the newsroom out here sometimes. If you leave
Sometimes.
the Twitter open or the X, whatever you want to call it. But that's like next level. By the way, so Dylan's been to a lot of these games, obviously.
Yep.
Any chance he saw your jockey head in the stands when that went down? I'm curious if he's aware of that. We can maybe bring that back this season for him to enjoy.
Yeah, he doesn't know. So, so years ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was a long time
How
ago.
long? Less than
and
5 years,
Coach,
no?
you might not even be aware of this either. Years ago, for I don't know why, Halloween, the guys here, we put some weird costumes on. One was I put a jockey hat on and the glasses.
It was like a full outfit, wasn't it? You had the
Yes.
top on, too?
And Steven, are you there at CBS? Are you there today?
Hey, Jersey Andrew, I got you, though. It's coming.
Andrew, can you find that photo
said
so
it's
Dylan
coming.
can see
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Sorry,
So-
guys. I put you
There
on
you
the
go.
spot.
I don't know who. There you
Yeah.
go. So that's my jockey head. That has made an appearance at Jersey Mike's Arena numerous times.
Just randomly in the crowd.
And there was one game where we were on Big Ten Network where whoever was shooting free throws, someone got it in the front row.
Yeah.
And it's pretty visible. So if you see that, don't get shaken.
I've never
by
seen that before, actually.
Yeah.
I
I'm
love
glad
that.
I was able to make him aware of that.
Yeah, really do appreciate it. Thank you. How about this team? So I know we talk about you and Ace, but let's talk about this team for a second because it's more than you two, obviously. You got some good veterans in there. A lot of work this summer. What do you think so far?
I mean, the three people coming back, I think, couldn't ask for any three better people to come back. You got Michael Davis, great point guard, great leader. I think he sets the tone on offense and defense. Then you got my man Big E. You know, he got a lot better since last year. Strong, athletic, set screens, rebound, blocks. Does everything you ask him to do. And then Coach said Jeremiah, strong, toughness, tough as nails. I think he's overall like, I don't want to say it, but he's like the dad of the team. Like he orchestrates everything. Like he's really the old head when we talk about it.
Well, it's good having a mature presence on the court too.
Like, he makes sure we're all right. Like no matter what, like if we ever need anything, just hit him up. He's just he's like the few to us, and then we just follow him honestly. And then great transfers: Zach Martini, Princeton shooter. Yeah, last year was against Rutgers.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that game.
5 threes.
That game at Trenton was, and I remember you telling me before the game, like, these kids can shoot. Like, this is not, it's going to be a tough night. And that kid did, and now you got him.
Him, and then we got PJ Hayes from San Diego, lights out shooter. I don't think he misses during practice. There'd be days like he doesn't miss at all. Run off like 9 in a row. You're like,
nice.
The score go from like 5 to 4 to like 14 to 5.
So you can flip a game real quick.
And then we got Jordan Durkak from Merrimack, Player of the Year. He's tough as nails, too. Plays defense. He's great. He does everything you need him to do. A great passer, too. And then we got Tyson Acuff. He just score a bucket. I mean, he was hurt, broke his foot, but, you can't. It's hard to average 21 in college basketball anywhere you're at. And you see he did at Eastern Michigan. So he's just going to bring that fire with us. And then the freshmen, me, Ace, we got Lathan, big dude. I played against Lathan like junior year, and I didn't know he was committed to Rutgers at the time. And I'm like, who is this? And I looked up, he was committed to Rutgers. I was like, okay, like we got something going on here. So him, and then you got Bryce Dorff from Massachusetts. Dog, he offensive rebound, plays defense. He just he helps the team out any way he can. And then Dylan Grant, Swiss Army knife. He does everything. He shoot the ball, guards the best player. He just long, lanky, like 6'8", 6'9". He's just tough as nails too.
Would you say, Coach, this is your most balanced roster going into a season?
But he named every player.
Well, it's funny because
I was thinking that's impressive.
I was going to tell him, you better not have missed one because you're going to insult them. But he got them all.
True, yeah.
He got them all.
Really unbelievable. But this has been a group. First of all, our size is, like noticeable at every position. But they're all good passers. And I think that's a big part of it. But they're real competitive. And they come from great families.
Yep.
The Harper family and Ace's family, these are just good people. And they got a work ethic about them, all of them. Zach Martini comes to work every day. PJ Hayes, they come to work. Jordan, they work. And Tyson Acuff broke his foot, but he's back now. He's actually getting, in a walking boot here soon, and he'll be cleared, very shortly. So, better days ahead, for him. But, it's just been a good group and a lot of fun. And they are in the gym, which I love, Jerry. We talk about it all the time. Like, if you put the time in, you'll get rewarded. And over this group is one of those working groups.
You mentioned the size, but when you came in, this gentleman to my right over here, you said he's still growing. Like, I looked him up. He's listed at 6'6". You told me he's growing multiple inches this summer.
I tell you what, he towers over his brother. So,
wow.
He's a really big guard. And we had, when Ron was there and Gio, we had good size at the guard spot. Paul Mulcahy and Caleb McConnell. To get back to big guards and, big wings is, I think a big part of helping us defensively and, rebounding wise. So I really like that we've gotten back to that. And Big Emmanuel has, he's 290 and he's huge.
Yeah.
And it's getting better and better. Athletic, so the center spot is in a good place. But, just it's fun. It's fun playing and coaching guys that want to be in the gym and that share the ball and that do the right things off the court, too. So proud of them.
Not to make it just about Dylan and Ace, but because there's such a focus on them, because it's, the ranking for them as recruits and it being a historic class. And talk about the size, the ability, the athleticism, because of what these guys and some of the others are bringing to the table. Will it change maybe your identity at all, the style in which you guys are going to play, more up-tempo, more offensive? What do you anticipate there?
Yeah, I mean, I really think, we get better offensive players, so that helps your offense right away. We did a great job in the portal trying to recruit guys that could shoot the ball, make free throws. And I think, what Dylan and Ace bring along with Jeremiah and those guys is, ability to finish around the rim, which we weren't great at in the past few years. These guys finish in kind of exciting finishes. So we're going to be very different. The floor is going to be spread a lot more when you can shoot the ball. But we also have downhill guys and, Dylan shoots the ball, Ace shoots the ball, but they're downhill guys too. They can get to the rim and make plays for other people. So I'm excited about the different things that I can do, with this group. And we got good depth. So I think that's always important too. As the year goes on, injuries and you get different things that come up during the course of the season. And you need that extra depth, especially in a league like ours.
Dylan, from some people I've talked to that kind of know you, they say incredibly grounded, mature. None of us are stupid here. We know it's ahead for you. How do you stay grounded, though, in the moment, knowing that that'll take care of itself? Right now is the most important time.
I think it was something my mom always preached to me. I think as I started going up and up, she said, and my AU coach, they're like, everything you got now could be taken away so quickly. So just having that in the back of my mind every day, just going to the gym 2-3 times a day, knowing that if I don't work as hard as I've been working or even harder, people going to catch up eventually. But just keep my head down and just knowing that if I work hard and I do what I have to do, and everything will take care of itself.
So you're really at like a one day at a time, just get your work in and everything takes care of itself.
Yeah, one day at a time, because, you can predict the future, but you can't make the future right now. So, just trying one day at a time, one practice at a time, one sprint at a time, one shot at a time. Just keep moving forward, whatever happens.
That said, and I know you like to practice, but how much are you looking forward to when it real? And I wouldn't even say when it starts to count, but even when you get some of those unofficial scrimmages, just to see another team and other bodies.
It feels great because you and your team has been working hard against each other all summer, competing. A little bit of trash talk here and there. And now you guys get to play together and play against some other great group of guys. So I think for us, we're just very excited to get this thing rolling.
Couple more minutes, Dylan Harper and Steve Pikiell. Let me ask you, and I know not to get into a conversation about the portal and all that boring stuff, but just in your time, so this is year 9 we're going into, how much this game has changed in terms of whether it's recruiting, coaching, the kids, the games, the building. When you started there at Rutgers, I remember you'd be out in the parking lot trying to get people to come in. Now there's literally, the season's sold out with just some limited single game tickets available. I think it's scarletknights.com if you want to check it out. But just how much it's changed for you in the last 8+ years now.
It's been a journey, but the university's awesome. And the university's on a journey too. We're getting better and better in all our rankings, and the school is top 15 public university now in the country. But it's the same thing with our basketball program. It's grown. But college athletics now has, changed some different obstacles. And it started with COVID, and then it started with the extra years of eligibility, which changed things. Then, the great part is the advantage is now name, image, and likeness. They can, take opportunities that they couldn't take, in the years past. So that's been a positive thing. But the freedom of movement and the free agency, certainly put challenges, in athletics. But you still want to recruit great kids that want to be at Rutgers from great families. And we try to stay focused, on those kind of things while we're trying to make their lives better as student athletes.
You say that a lot too. And I know them going to class is a big deal for you. They got to get good grades and you want kids from good families. Why does that make a difference?
Well, I tell you, that's a shout out to Randy Larson, who does an unbelievable job with us. But every player has graduated since I've been there 9 years, and I couldn't be more proud. Some have had to come back after they started their pro careers and finish. We had a Quasi Yaboa back the other day who's finishing his grad degree now, a couple years after his eligibility's done. So, you still want that degree in your pocket, and you still want to preach those things. Come to Rutgers. It's a great university. You're going to play in front of a passionate fan base. People are going to enjoy your career, and we develop guys. Guys get better, and they graduate. And I think if we can continue with that core, we'll continue to be a really good program.
So you're almost at Rutgers now, as long as your head coaching run at Stony Brook was coming up, right? About a decade at Stony Brook, and you're almost there. So when you take one of these jobs, obviously it's a big undertaking. I'm sure you have expectations, the way you want things to go. So as you're entering year 9, what are some things that have caught you off guard, by surprise, things you didn't expect, not necessarily negative, but just that you couldn't have foreseen when you first took the job?
Well, the power of the league, going on the road, it's everyone talks about their league is the best league in the country. We've led the nation in fan attendance, the Big Ten, for 46 straight years. So when you're talking about going to Purdue, sold out. When you're talking about going to Wisconsin, sold out. This is every night. Iowa, it's going to be sold out. Michigan State, it's going to be sold out. So I was really, I had to really, Indiana sold out. I had to really learn, on the road in this league is different than any other league. Yeah. The fan bases are passionate. But I also learned the power of Rutgers Nation. I mean, we have one of the 4th largest alumni base in the country. These people are passionate about Rutgers football, Rutgers basketball. And now we're giving them a product to be proud of. On all our soccer teams are good, men's and women's. Our field hockey team, Meredith does an unbelievable job in field hockey. Our women's basketball coach and the tradition and the women's program that we've had. Just a lot of great things. And so the power of Rutgers and, the power of the league has really been something that, wow.
No doubt. Just a couple more real quick, because you talk about surprises. How surprised were you about Pat Hobbs last week? Did that come out of left field for you?
Pat's done some unbelievable things for Rutgers athletics and building new buildings and a lot of great things. But I will tell you, your health is always so important. And, Pat needs to get his health back on track. And, just thankful for our time together and all the good things that he did. But, it's time for him to think about himself.
No doubt. All right, a couple more for you, Dylan, and then we'll wrap this up. So you're going into the Big Ten. He just talked about it. These venues are tough to play at. I know. Were you on any trips or mostly at home? So you haven't even experienced them. What would you say from watching from afar would be your most anticipated venue to go into, and what do you think will be the most difficult to play in?
Anticipated?
Yeah.
Indiana.
Everybody says Indiana.
It's going to be Indiana, I think. Just know the crowd, how hostile it is. So probably Indiana, Michigan State. That'll be a good one. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think every place is going to be a zoo.
They're all difficult.
Yeah.
They're all
They're
difficult.
going to be a zoo regardless. But I think Indiana probably got the tablet. It's probably a tablet.
Yes. I don't know if that's the Bobby Knight thing, but it seems like everyone always picks Indiana. Not my favorite, but I can certainly understand why.
Yeah.
And I don't need to keep bringing up your brother, but since he went through it, what would you say he told you will be the most difficult place to play?
Like I just said,
Indiana.
Yeah.
It's
he
always
probably
Indiana.
said, he's like Indiana. He said Illinois was hard to win at.
Yeah.
Michigan State gets loud, and Purdue. He said Purdue gets loud.
Purdue gets very loud because it's right on top of you. What about you mentioned Michigan State, the fact that I know Coach has great respect for him too, like playing against a Tom Izzo team, that's got to be kind of cool too.
It is. Just growing up, you always see teams like that on YouTube, on TV, just March Madness, stuff like that. So just getting a chance to play against them and to see what it's like to play against a team like that would be very fun. All
right, you're 18. Favorite streaming service?
Streaming service?
Are you going to say YouTube? Like, you don't watch cable, right?
Nah, I don't.
All right,
cable?
Probably YouTube has everything. I mean, it's just like everything.
YouTube dominates my house now. I have a 14-year-old and a 19-year-old. It's all YouTube.
I don't really watch TV a lot, but when I do, I probably put some YouTube.
You know what's on YouTube? A lot of Dylan Harper highlights. And I'm looking forward to them.
I watch those a little bit.
I'm sure you do. And I'm looking forward to them in a Rutgers jersey coming up this season. Guys, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Rutgers basketball this season on WFAN, so that'll be cool for them and me as well. Good luck, and we will talk to you very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Looking
Dylan
forward to
Harper,
it, guys.
Steve Pikiell on the Fan.